Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. Thank you again for joining Automation Days Asia 2024. I am John Wee. I am your host for Track 2. So, for today, day 2 of the Automation Days Asia, we are very fortunate to have Renee, who is going to run through a interesting topic talking about the advancing of the enterprise automation through AI Center of Excellence and intelligent document processing. Ooh, that's a mouthful. Hi, Renee. How are you today? Good to have you with us.
Hi.
Hi. This is actually quite a big topic. I hope you're going to break it down a little bit more easier for us to digest. So I'm going to hand over the session to you now for you to take us through, please. All right. All right. Over to you.
All right, thank you, John. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm excited to be here to discuss the topic that is shaping the future of enterprise automation. So my name is Renee. I'm currently working as an RPA consultant at Cybiant, and in my role, I specialize in building RPA automation to streamline the business processes, boost productivity, and enhance operation efficiency. So, a little bit of me is recently I earned a UiPath AI Associate certificate, which has opened up a new door for me to tackle business processes challenge by combining AI technology with RPA, and I'm now better equipped with a delivery smarter and more impactful automation solution. Okay, so let's begin with our topic today by simply asking a fundamental question. So what is intelligent document processing and how it is related to enterprise automation? So let's break these words down. So the first part is intelligence. So when we talk about intelligence, we are just not referring to smart technology. It's about mimicking human cognitive ability. So think of how we as a human, we process documents. When you read a contract, an invoice, you don't just see the text, you interpret it. So you identify the key information like the dates, the amount, the term and condition. So this involves cognitive function like learning, reasoning, and decision making. So intelligent here, it means that leveraging the AI technology that simulate this human ability to process. Okay, so on the second part of the phase, the document processing, it's about handling documents systematically. So this includes capturing, extracting, and also organizing data. So when we bring intelligent and document processing together, we are talking about using AI to automate the extraction, the analyze, and manage smarter and faster for both structured and unstructured data from documents. So these form the foundation of intelligent document processing, and in short, it's called IDP, and it's an important role in enterprise automation. Okay, so before we deep dive into the technical aspect of intelligent document processing, let's take a step back and understand what are the types of documents that business encounter daily. Okay, so document can be categorized into three types, which is structured document, semi-structured documents, and also unstructured document. So for the first one, the structured document, this is the easiest to work with when it comes to automation. Why? Because they follow a fixed and predictable format. So think of an example like forms and passport, license, and timesheet. And the main defining feature of the structured document is that it often contains key value pairs. So for example, looking at the picture on the right-hand side, you'll notice the license have, let's say, key as the key is class. So the class is the key, and the B is the value to the class. So another example, it's the expiry date could be the key, and the corresponding value will be the actual date. So there's a key value pair, and it's easy to extract. Moving on, we have semi-structured document. So these are the documents that don't have a rigid format like structured ones, but still have some level of organization that you can work with. So for example, of semi-structures involve invoice, receipt, medical bills, and also email with consistent format. So why do I talk about email with consistent format? So looking at the right-hand side email template, you will notice that there is tracking ID as a key, and there's a value next to it. But if you look downwards, there's a wording indicate do not reply to this email as we won't receive your reply. So for this part, after you read, you interpret that this email is sent from a non-reply email. So you will have to interpret this semi-structured document. And basically another key characteristic of the semi-structured document is that they're somewhat standardized, where some data follow a predictable patterns, but it may vary across provider, like invoice. So why do I say invoice is a semi-structured document? You may think it's a structured document. Every time when I receive the invoice, the data it's at that position. But looking at these two picture, you will notice that these two invoice is coming from two vendors. And on the left-hand side, you will see the company info, it's at the top left, the bill to is on top left. It's similar to the right-hand side invoice. But when you notice on the invoice header, for the left-hand side invoice, it's in the middle of the invoice, whereas on the right-hand side, it's at the top right. So it's share the similarity in terms of the type of information that it exists in the invoice, but they are also not fixed in format. Okay, so now you understand why I will say invoice is a semi-structured document. Moving forward, we'll talk about unstructured document. So these are the free-form documents like contracts, agreements, and white paper, where the information is scattered and hard to pinpoint. So for example, where you have to read through the contract in order to understand the term and condition. It's not listed in bullet point or in a fixed format. So understanding this category, it's crucial because the way that we process each document is different. For instance, structured documents are more straightforward to handle, while the unstructured one, it poses a unique challenge. It requires advanced AI technique to extract the meaningful data. So as we move forward, keep these three categories in mind. They are the foundation of the intelligent document process and how business automate the workflow efficiently. Okay. So now that we have covered the types of document that business will handle, let's move on to what is document processing and what does these terms really means. So at its core, document processing, it's the process of conversion of physical document and their related forms into digital formats by the means of data extraction. So the basic process flow includes receiving the document. So this can be coming from email, from uploads, or even hard copy. So when you are receiving a physical document, you will need to digitalize it into a machine readable format, which comes to the next process, scanning the documents. And later on, it's the extract part. So the extract part is where somehow humans will read and interpret the data and extract the data. And later on, there's tools like OCRs coming into play, where after you scan a document, you get to select and copy the text and paste it for your future action or future use. So this is about the action part. Okay, so now further on, let's take a moment to evaluate the traditional document processing method. So while they have been reliable for many organizations, and they are both strength and limitation to consider as well. So looking at the upside of the traditional method, it works well with structured document like forms and standardized template. So there are predefined rules and template to extract data efficiently. And because it's predictable format, processing invoice in a set of layout, the data extraction can be done easily and effectively. But however, there are some significant downside, especially when you're dealing with unstructured documents, whereby it's difficult to work as it don't follow a set of format such as email when there is fully wordings, contracts, and report. So this inconsistent format often requires human intervention, which increase the cost and slow down the process. And also because of the manual intervention, it can lead to a higher error rate, inefficiency, and longer turnaround time. So moving on, that I've discussed about the upside and downside of the traditional document processing, right? So let's take a moment and hear from you by selecting the answer from the poll. So the question here is, what is the biggest challenge your company face in document processing? I mean, John or someone bring up the poll.
Hi, Renee. I've already released the poll to our audience. So I'm already seeing respondent answering the poll. Let's give them a few more seconds to select their respective answer.
Okay.
Interesting. We've got 5 now. let's give them a few more moments.
Okay. So you can choose the one that resonates the most with your organization experience.
We've got 8 people already. That's good. Surprise, surprise. The results are very spread evenly. I'll show that shortly as soon as we get everybody to vote, and then we can show the results. Okay, anybody else? All right, I'm going to close the poll now, and then we're going to show the results in that sense. Hope you can see on screen. So around 30% of our participants have chosen answer number 1, which is the difficulty in extracting data from an unstructured document. Spread evenly answer number 2, inconsistent document formats and template, that's 20%. Answer number 3, handling a large volume of document, that's very common, 20% as well. And number 5, lack of integration with other system and tools, which is also something that is very common in the so-called companies out there. The one that is the least answer, or 10% selected, is answer number 4. We require to do manual data entry and validation of errors. So 30% is answer number 1. Renee, over to you.
Okay, thank you, John. So, like it's an expected outcome, I would say, because moving forward from what I would like to talk about, it's the underlying issue and the challenges, which is more on the difficulty extracting data from the unstructured document, because you will need to pay a lot of attention. You have to use a lot of time to read through the unstructured and to interpret the information. So, okay, let me get back to my slide. Okay. So according to Gartner study 2024, nearly half of the digital workers report they are struggling to locate the data they need to perform their job effectively. So looking at the poll, we can say it's also valid with this statement. So this is a really highlighted significant challenge in today's data-driven workspace. So for the first point, the study shows that employees waste an average of 3.5 hours per week simply trying to manage the information overload. So now if we consider that the typical work week is 40 hours, that means it's around 9%. To be exact, it's 8.75% of workers' time is spending each week is spending to dealing with all this data overload. As for the second part in the study, it also shows that 38% of workers end up working extra hour to manage the burden. So to put that into a perspective, imagine a company with 1,000 employees. So this means it's approximately 380 employees are working extra hour every week just to manage the overwhelming amount of data and disorganize the information. So based on the insight that we've discussed earlier, another key challenge that the organization face is handling the large volume of unstructured data, so which is also the second highest in our sharing the same as the poll result. And along with demand for speed and accuracy in processing this document. So according to the IDC study, unstructured data will account for 80% of the data collected globally by 2025. So in fact, 149 zettabytes of data are forecast to be created and consumed globally by 2024, which we have one more month to go. And this is expected to grow even further with a global data creation projected to reach up to 394 zettabyte by 2028. So now to truly grasp the scale of this number, think of this way. 1 zettabyte is equivalent to 1 trillion gigabytes. So that means it's a 1 followed by 21 zeros. So you know how much that data it's in the world right now, in the network right now. So when we have so much data to be processed, we come to another challenge, which is demanding for the speed and the accuracy in processing the documents. And according to McKinsey report, employees spend on average 1.8 hours every day or 9.3 hours per week just to searching and gathering information. So this translates the significant loss of productivity. And with all this inefficiency, it's where intelligent document processing come in. It's a key enabler for streamlining the process of dealing with the documents and the data. And I will say that IDP, the intelligent document processing, it's a prerequisite to prepare the big amount of unstructured data quickly and accurately so that employee can focus on the tasks that are truly matters instead of searching for the data. Okay, up next, let's take a look at the current trend in intelligent document processing. As you're aware, if you have been following with the ADA workshop these 2 days, you know that AI is evolving rapidly and especially in the Gen AI those. So as Gartner highlight in their 2024, generative AI-centric technology is moving from hype to a critical enabler for most tech providers. So this shift significant that Gen AI is no longer just a buzzword, but a transformative force that is shaping the future of document processing. So now let's take a look at what is trending in the world of intelligent document processing. So we have three here: the role of AI in intelligent document processing, the human in the loop with intelligent document processing, and also RPA and intelligent document processing integration. So on the first up, let's look into the trend of document processing with the AIs. So what are the technology that's been using in the IDP? So first up, we have the OCR, which is the first major breakthrough and it's been around for decades. It allows us to convert printed or handwritten text into the machine readable data. Well, this helped digitalize the paper document and it was limited to a simple text recognition and it's rule-based. So later on, it comes in with the machine learning part, which enable the system to recognize the pattern and also make decision based on the data pattern. So a common example is the spam filter in the emails, in Gmails or Outlook. So the machine learning will learn the past data to identify what are the the focus email and what are the spam email. So it will categorize it. So in document processing, machine learning helps categorize the document and also extract key information and also improving the accuracy over the time. Because machine learning, you will need to train it and it will keep learning and improving. So later, fast forward to today, we have natural language processing. So it enables the machine to understand human language in context. So NLP allows system to summarize text, analyze sentiment, and also process more complex documents like contracts. So this technology is becoming more common today, and it powers things like predictive text on our phones as well. And finally, we come to the last one, which is the large language model, such as the OpenAI and GPT, which has revolutionized the document processing by enabling the system to understand the entire document, generate text, and also extract deeper insight. So with this model, it can process unstructured data much more efficiently, reducing the need of human intervention. So remember we talked about the semi-structure of email where there is structured data and also unstructured data. So with the natural language processing and also the large language model, it can read the email and interpret that this is coming from a non-reply email. The email is coming from a non-reply email. So in short, thanks to AI, we've gone from a simple text recognition, the OCR, to a highly intelligent system capable of comprehending and processing complex documents. So we come to a quote in the IDC Insight. So LLM are reshaping the unstructured IDP market and is expanding the realm of what's possible in document management, workflow, and tasks. So this highlights how large language models are transforming the way we process unstructured data, making it easier to handle. So let's take a look in the insight from this IDC research. First, it highlights that it unlocks the potential of unstructured data. So IDP technology have come a long way and they are now equipped to handle unstructured data like contracts. And with the Gen AI and also the large language model, we are seeing the capability like document summarization, validation, and translation. So when you give the document in foreign language, it can also read and translate to English. So this evolution is turning the previously chaotic data into actionable insight. And next we come to the critical business benefit. So in IDC research stated that many companies see the essential of intelligent document processing, and it's also bring business benefit in terms of not just operation efficiency, but also strategic prioritization like knowledge management and staying ahead of competition. So it's just not about saving times, it's about empowering the business to focus on what truly matters. And finally, the ITP solution also highlights the driving operation excellence in terms of scalability and efficiency. So the precision enable business to tackle complex workflow and scale the operation more effectively. So now let's look into the second trend, which is human in the loop with intelligent document processing. So previously I did mention it reduce the human intervention, right? But it's when the process is going on. So when we are using intelligent document processing, human is still a crucial part in this system. And a common question arose, will AI replace human or not? So the answer is no. So in fact, quoted by Richard Baldwin, it says that AI won't take your job. It's somebody using AI that will. So what does it mean? It means that It's not AI that replacing people. It's the individual or the organization that embrace AI while gaining the competitive edge. So let's take a better look on how AI is working in the intelligent document processing. So if you have gone through the workshop on the previous session before my session, you have an insight on how the intelligent document processing works, whereby it will load the data, digitize and classify it. So from this diagram, on the upper part, we recap back the traditional document processing. So for the receiving documents part, in the intelligent document processing, we will also need to load the document for the system to process. So for the scanning document part, in the intelligent document processing, it uses the OCR to detect the text and position by digitizing it and also classify it using the ML. So you can think of ML as small little brains, and each brain has its own skill to do certain work. So when you give in multiple documents, the ML will classify accordingly. So in, let's say, document type A, it's invoice, document type B, it's contract. So this ML will need to differentiate what kind of little brains they need to use for this document in order to process. So later on, when we come to the extract part, so in a traditional way, it's either we human extract from the document or we use OCR to copy and paste. But in the intelligent document processing, it leverage with the machine learning, the natural language processing, and also the large language model. So for example, if it's a email or it's a contract, so the first part ML classify as an email, and later on it will leverage natural language processing to read the email and interpret what's the content in the email. So moving on, there's the validation part, which is the human in the loop part. Take action. We can't solely rely on the machine learning. We'll still need to feed the feedback, such as validate, and also if there's exceptional, we'll need to verify what's the error occurs. So this part is where human in the loop is crucial. It will perform the validation, and it will feed back to the machine learning, and the machine learning will learn what it's the actual part. Sorry, it will learn back what to do. And then moving on, we have the export part. So IDP, once it's extracted, it will export the data, and this data can be used for further action. So moving on the third trend, the robotic process automation integration with the intelligent document processing. So this part we talk about the ITP with the robotic automation. This integration will allow us to automate end-to-end document processing. So let's go deep dive in. So when you combine these two technology, this creates a seamless workflow where the RPA automates the manual and repetitive tasks, whereas the IDP will process the intelligent extraction and understanding of the document. So for example, in this process flow, so for RPA, the robot is responsible for the document intakes, such as receive email. So the robot will need to read the email and download the attachment from the email. So if there is attachment, the robot will pass the document to IDP, to the intelligent document processing, and the IDP will take over for data extraction, classifying the document, and extract the relevant information. So moving on, once it's extracted, it will export as a structured data. So RPA will step in again to handle this data, such as inputting into a system of record like ERP, or even triggering the subsequent process. So you can see together, they enable a smooth, fully automated end-to-end workflow, reducing the human intervention and improving the efficiency. Okay, so let me share some of the real example of how AI and IDP transform the business process in the financial sector of the loan dispersal. So this is a leading institution of financing service in India. And the challenges they face is they will need to handle huge volume of sensitive data, including the customer account details, personal documents, and second, the process verifying loan of eligibility was time consuming, with each request taking nearly 5 minutes to process manually, leading to backlogs and also employee burnout. And last challenges, it's the manual process was error prone, with the frequency keying errors and the risk of toggling between application. So how this is being solved, it's by using the AI power tool like IDP and RPA. The operation are streamlined in the way that the robot will automatically capture and the required data from the Excel file and also from the personal document. So this eliminate the manual data part, and the bot will also apply a business rule to cross-check the input data with their lending system, with their loan system, to validate the loan request. And if there is no issue on the request, the robot will auto approve the loan request and disable the loan to the requester. However, if there's exception, it will flag as a manual review required in the IDP system. So moving on, the impact here, it's the automation deliver a remarkable outcome, I would say. It's 100% accuracy because eliminate the rework of rekeying due to errors. And it also have 75% reduction in turnaround time, allowing employee to process more requests efficiently. Okay, so this is the first case. We have another case about claim processing. I think I will skip on this case study and move on first. Okay, so now let's talk about the key element in ensuring the success of intelligent document processing in AI initiative of advancing the enterprise automation. So it's the AI Center of Excellence. So after adopting the AI, the intelligent document processing, the next step is to ensure that this technology are effectively managed and drive value. So this is where the AI Center of Excellence come in, the AI COE. So it's a dedicated centralized hub within an organization that drives AI strategy, innovation, and implement across the businesses. So in AI Center of Excellence, it focuses on 4 areas, and it also brings benefits in it. So first, the centralized expertise. So the AI COE brings together the specialized AI knowledge and skills into a dedicated team. By concentrating this expertise in one place, the organization ensures it has the capability and resources to drive the AI initiative. So when you have the technology, you need someone to manage and to use it. And next, it's streamline the implementation. So in the AI COE, it's responsible for creating a standardized processes and also adopting the best practice. So this ensures that AI projects are executed efficiently, seamlessly, integrate into existing workflow. So there's one question from the poll. So lack of integration with other system or tools. So AI of central could come in handy in this part. Okay, so the third one is encouraging the innovation. So by fostering the collaboration and experimentation, the AI Center of Excellence cultivate a culture of innovation across the organization. So it encouraged team to explore new ideas and also approach. So to drive continuous improvement in how AI works and applies. Okay, so we have talked about what is center of AI Center of Excellence. So how do we build a successful AI Center of Excellence in your organization? So you need to follow the several critical steps to ensure it's effective and aligned with your business goal. So let's break it down. The first one is defining the vision and goal. So first, it's a clear vision and objective of your AI Center of Excellence. So this step is to ensure everything aligns with your organization strategy. It's not just uh, 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 doing for the sake of doing it. You need to align with your organization strategy as well. So the first step is to identify how AI and intelligent document processing will create value and set a specific goals that can be guide for your effort. And next, you will need to assemble the team. So a strong team is essential. So at the top of the hierarchy in this team is the executive sponsor, which oversee and ensure that the COE vision aligns with all the overall business strategy. So moving on, we have in this team, we also need the business unit representative. So with the AI expertise is not enough. You also need your BU in the team that it's fully understand the process owner, I would say. And we need the technical teams, which involve the developers, the coding experts. And you also need the governance teams, which will perform the internal audit to ensure that all the compliance are met. And we can even have citizen developers, which is like a non-technical employees that it's empowered to innovate using the AI tools. So moving on, once you have the team, we will also need to set up the technology foundation for your COE. So this includes the AI platform, the cloud computing resources, the data storage, and also the tools for document processing and also automation. And you will need to establish the best practice. So by the means of developed standard processes and framework for guiding the AI project. So some of the best practice I would suggest is to ensure that AI initiative is reliable, efficient, scalable, and also reusable. So once you have all this in place, you will need to identify the business-driven use case uh, that has the most impact in your business challenges. And finally, you will need to encourage the collaboration and experimentation. So your AI Center of Excellence, it should be a hub for exploring new ideas, a place where they can test the emerging technology, a playground, I would say, for them to play around and also fostering the continuous learning across the team. So by following this, you will able to set up your AI Center of Excellence that can drive the adoption and also scaling AI in uh, intelligent document processing and also RPA. So let me share one of my working experience as a part of AI Center of Excellence. And in this part, we are collaborating with a department which is the anti-money laundering department in a bank. So the team is facing a significant challenge in creating the suspicious transaction reports. And the data they need was scattered across various sources, including ATM transaction, bank statement, and also customer profile and their behavior. So gathering and processing this data manually compiling to the report was time consuming for them. It takes up to 24 working hours per suspicious transaction report. So my role here as a AI Center of Excellence, we work together with the anti-money laundering department to implement the intelligent document processing, to automate the extraction and transformation of unstructured and structured data into a valuable insight reports. So with this IDP in place, they reduced the turnaround time from 24 hours to just 3 hours, which is a remarkable improvement in efficiency, I would say. So the automation not only saved their valuable time, but also allowed the teams to focus more on the critical tasks, such as investigating the flag transaction. So if it's involved a fraud, they will take action based on the data-driven insight in the suspicious transaction report. So this initiative not only streamlines the anti-money laundering process, but also enables the team to gain a deeper understanding of their customer behavior and the transaction trends. So ultimately, it improves the bank ability to spot and prevent the fraudulent activity. So basically, this is like a real case. And coming forward, so it's the key takeaway part now. So let's have a small recaps on what have I been going through in these 40 minutes. So the first, we transform document chaos into actionable insight. So converting the unstructured and semi-structured data into actionable insight by automating the document processing workflow. So we also have a look at the power of AI, how Gen AI and machine learning works in the intelligent document processing system, and the strategic role of AI Center of Excellence, which align the AI project with your business goal and to maximize the ROI. And we have also looked into the real world impact. So the case study have shown tangible improvement in the process efficiency and also accuracy. Yeah, I think I still have some time for some questions, 1 to 2 questions. Hi, John, are you with me?
Hi, Renee. Sorry, I think John is again having some technical difficulties, but I will take over from here.
Okay.
First of all, thank you so much for such an insightful explanation about unstructured data, semi-structured data, and structured data. I like the way how you explain things in such simple terms for all of us to understand. So thank you for that. So we still have some time for some of the Q&A. Let me see. Yeah, so let's look at the first question. So thank you so much for the clear explanation of the types of data. The question is, how reliable is RPA AI capabilities now in handling unstructured data?
So if we talk about the reliability of RPA and AI capability
Yeah.
in handling unstructured data, so we can measure it through the efficiency and also the effectiveness of the AI-driven document management. So when we come into the measurement part, that it's the efficiency metrics where we measure the processing time per document, comparing with the manual efforts. So for time saving part, that's like a baseline. Once you implement the intelligent document processing, it should reduce the time consuming up to 75 to 80%. So for example,
That's
if
a lot.
it's taking 10 hours to process it, with the reduce of 80%, it should remain on 2 hours. So when we came into the effectiveness aspect, it's to access the accuracy rate. So for the baseline of accuracy rate, it's we are looking at 98% to 99%. You can't guarantee 100%, I would say. Yeah.
So based on your experience with the 98% and above, that is good enough for us to say that, it's capable for us to use AI in some of the RPA processes.
Yes.
Okay, I hope that answered the question. And then we'll move on to the second question. How can organizations ensure the secure handling of confidential data during AI-driven document extraction?
How organization ensure the secure handling
Of confidential data during AI-driven document extraction?
Okay, so this is a good question because the data sensitivity those, right?
Yeah.
So when we talk about this, we have to look into the security aspect of the intelligent document processing tools that you're using with. So as of now, there is like a document understanding by UiPath. So it's stated in their TNC. It reassures that all this data is not kept in their cloud when it's processed. So once it's processed, the data it's removed from it, they will not keep the data.
I see. Okay, I hope that gives some assurance to Razak that you're asking the question. Then we have another last question. What advancements in natural language processing are enhancing intelligent document processing capabilities?
Sorry, come again. What advancement in natural? Okay, so for this part, remember that I talk about the email, the semi-structured email. So usually when you read, usually I would say previously it's extracting data that it's structured. So for example, when we use regex to extract, it's a rule base. So we write the rules and it will extract according to the rules. So if the structure of the statement have slightly changes, like additional space, additional special character, the rule will not work anymore. So when we have come in this natural language processing, we can eliminate all these I would say downside, because it can read the email in terms of the tone of the email, so it can interpret the email, it's dissatisfaction of your services, or it's giving compliment. It can extract all these tone and also sentiment. So I would say, yeah, this is the best part of natural language processing.
Let's see. So it's a big step forward once you have NLP, right? For the machine to actually understand the context of the process that needs to be automated. Well, with that, Renee, thank you so much for answering all the questions. And once again, thank you for joining, and hope to see you again in the next session. So for the participants who are still with us, please join us again in the next 10 minutes as we will be having our closing and award ceremony. And yeah, hope to see you there. Thank you. Thanks, Renee. And thank you for joining everyone.
Thank you.